Praise the living Jesus Christ. The Lord keep you and the Lord bless you. We started on YouTube, which we are now doing on Facebook, what we call Inspire. Like we said the last time, Inspire is meant for everyone, no matter your religion. You can be a Muslim, a Buddhist, a Sikhist. It's about life issues. Issues that has to do with things that we need in society so that we can be better people in the society. And because I am a church pastor, so along the line, I'll be giving the Christian point of view. Okay? My name is Paul Adelehe. One time banker, one time school teacher, practice manager, solicitors. Now a full-time church pastor. Let's go. Inspire. The power of influence, part 2. The power of influence, part 2. Last time we dealt with the power of influence, part 1. We said, what is influence? I said to you, influence is the capacity or power to have a positive effect or a negative effect on the character, the behavior, the development, and the interpersonal relationship of someone. Okay? If I can read it again, I said, influence is the capacity or power to have a positive or negative effect on the character, the development, the behavior, and the interpersonal relationship of someone. We said when we speak of influence, we ask ourselves some questions. That's part 1. Who is influencing me? What is influencing me? What are the things I do or the place I go, the books I read, the things I see, social media, TV, that are having an influence on my behavior, my character, my relationship. And we continued in the part 1. We spoke of influencers, people that influence, things that influence. We started with people. We said the earlier influencers in our lives are our parents. So we spoke about parents, how a parent that is of strong character will be able to influence the child positively. How some parents who just because of social security benefits or whatever that cause trouble and separate from their husband or whatever, will find it difficult sometimes to cope with the children that is in their care. And I would say if you are going through a domestic violence and it's threatening your life, we are not saying you should stay in there and allow someone to destroy you. That's not what we are saying. But I'll just say when parents are together, 2 is better than 1. So we spoke of parents and that a good parent, a parent that has a strong personality, hardworking, caring, and disciplined, influence their children the most. That's where we stop. Now part 2. We are looking at teachers, earlier influencers in our lives. Teacher. Now, a trained teacher is a very powerful tool or vessel, in the hands of the, I'm the church pastor, I would say in the hands of God to influence a child. A trained teacher, a well-trained teacher. Because I trained as a teacher, I spent 3 years studying teaching in Sudan, then move over, to Nigeria and spend another 3 years studying the same teaching in chemistry. So and the content is that you don't only study chemistry as a course, you study psychology of education, sociology of education, you study guidance and counseling, and behavioral management, comparative education. So you are trained to deal with people. I remember at a point in time, we asked our lecturer that why are we doing all these courses? We came to do chemistry. Then I was doing chemistry major, biology minor. And you're asking us to do physics. You're asking us to do communication skills. Why all this? And he said, because you are being trained as a teacher. When you leave the university, you should be able to help even the youngest child. You should be able to be of help to people as a teacher. So a teacher is a vessel that can influence a child the most. If parents and teachers work together, the vices we see in our societies, in Africa, in the United Kingdom, in America, if our parents and teachers work together, they'll be able to curb some of these vices, because teachers they can be very positive influencers. They can influence a child. Now, this is what I learned. I just want to share it as we go further. As I'm talking about teachers as people who influence the most. An engineer, when he makes a mistake, perhaps he's constructing a building and is at the top floor and makes a misstep, he falls, he dies with that mistake. So the mistake of an engineer leads to his death. Listen carefully. When a medical doctor makes a mistake, the surgery went bad or gave the wrong prescription, the end perhaps of that mistake is the death of the patient. We say the doctor buries his mistake. Now listen, the society as a whole perishes when a teacher makes a mistake. I said it again. When a teacher makes a mistake, pass on the wrong morals, is not well trained, is not well qualified for what he's doing, the society suffers from it. And it goes on and on. And that's why we need to invest money in education, in training teachers. Imagine, I spent my time, like I just put myself as an example, because teachers can influence. I was influenced by so many teachers in my life, so many. But I remember after spending all my time studying education, and especially in Nigeria, and this mainly for some African countries, and I was doing the National Youth Service Corps, they call it in Nigeria NYC. Then there's this stipend they give us, they call it allowance every month. I was trying to get that money, and it was so difficult to get my allowance for the teaching something I was doing. I was getting the government allowance, but the allowance from the school system was so difficult, it was struggle, it was painful. So I sat there at their Lagos State Education Office one time when I was doing my NYC, and I look at the stress I've gone through, and I told myself, I can never become a teacher, never. So when I finished my NYC, the secretary to the principal of the school said, "Oh, you done well," and it's like the principal likes the way you're doing here, and we might want to retain you if you speak to the principal. I said, God forbid, because of the experience I've gone through, and that's what is happening. The people who are qualified, who are knowledgeable, who are skilled, who have the passion for teaching, because the money in education sometimes is not enough to take care of schools and teachers, they go away from these places. So we have, thank God for teachers, but we have some people who are not really passionate about it. Because teaching is a job of passion. You need to have the passion to do it, so that you can be able to influence the student, the young people. As society gets to a stage where our youths are moving so fast that we don't understand where they are heading to, governments of nations, including the Western nations, United Kingdom, need to step back and begin to invest much more money in education. When the workload of the teacher is so much, you burden the teacher with so much workload and makes things difficult. The issue of mentorship, which is also the job, the teacher's job is not only to pass content, it's also to mold behavior, because education is defined as the process of drawing out, developing the potential of an individual to make him an integrated member of a society. You don't want to train someone that will have very excellent grades, but his character is not good. He will be limited. So when you put workload on content without trying to help the teacher find time to mentor the student, you are restraining the teacher. So a teacher plays very key role in molding the potential of a child. What do we do now as we close? Because we'll be taking it one after the other. We'll talk about spiritual leaders. What do we do now to have our teachers influence our youth? Number one, invest in education. I mean quality education. Put money. Make conducive the environment, the teaching environment conducive for the teachers. Don't give a teacher a big class and expect him to perform. Don't. You will be putting the teacher under pressure. You have one teacher to like 40 students, 40 pupils, and you're expecting that teacher to perform. You're expecting those the potentials of those students to be developed. It's not going to work. Our societies, our nations are at the stage everywhere in the world that we need to invest more in education. This is just for some African countries that they spend much more on military equipment when we are not at war, and they look at education, and look at, even if I'm taking Nigeria for instance, look at the strikes, the ASUU strike. All this cause problems for the young people. How are the lecturers going to influence the young people when you make conditions unbearable for them? Invest more in education. Make sure we have quality teachers, people with passion, who will mentor our young people. A mentor might not want to go far more than him or her. Somebody that's mentoring you. That's the difference between a mentor and a teacher. But a teacher, you can go far more than your teacher. I remember when I was in university, my primary 6 teacher came when I was in my 3rd year in the university. You know, so you can go far more than your teacher. I remember a story of Nnamdi Azikiwe that became, you know, it was elevated in Nigeria those days, and the teacher that contributed to him leaving the country, he met the teacher, you know, greeted the teacher. He has been elevated more than the teacher. So a teacher does not mind you going higher. Let's encourage our teachers. Let's spend more, invest more in making them comfortable and making the teaching and learning environment comfortable, so that our young people will be positively influenced. They will have better characters, where they will not only have the content, but they will also be developed mentally. Their character develop, their interpersonal relationship develop. The Lord bless you. This is part 2. We'll speak our spiritual leaders. We'll speak about various aspects of how people are influenced, and these influencers, both people and things. The Lord bless you. The Lord keep you. The Lord watch over you. God bless you. Have a good time.